Welcome back. In this video, I will be hatching duck eggs from day 1 to day 28. So, I have this package here, which has an incubator in it, and I'm going to open that up in a minute. This incubator was, I believe, $74. I can put that down in the description below on this incubator, which is on Amazon. This one also you can get on Amazon, which was my other incubator. And I've successfully hatched a duck egg in here, which I can show you. He's in a brooder box right now, but I can show you that when I'm done opening this up. So this incubator, there's a cord here, and so there's you can set the heat setting or whatever on here, and then you add water right here, and then put this there and keep that up, and then you have to turn your eggs by hand every 4 hours. But I just turned it extra during the day because I didn't want to wake up every 4 hours a night, and it successfully hatched. And some days only got turned twice a day. It still hatched. So so I only put one egg in here because it was more like I was just testing, see if I could successfully hatch, and I only hatched one. It was more of a test run. And then I take this out once the chick was born. I put a little I put like a rag down, and he stayed in here warmed up, and then this is 12 eggs. So I successfully hatched in this incubator, but you know, there's not enough. If you want to hatch 6, it's supposed to fit 7 eggs, but once those hatch, there's no way going to be enough room for 7 eggs to successfully survive after being hatched, because they gotta stay in the incubator for at least 24 hours to warm up and get fluffy. So I had to get I wanted to get a bigger incubator, one that's more room, better for brooding in there for after they hatch, and so I had to get a bigger one. But if you want to test your chickens just to see if you can successfully hatch, then go ahead and get this. But if you want to hatch more or have a good brooding system, then it's better to get a bigger one. But people actually have made brooder boxes in just like a box with there's little ideas people have done, but I don't want a chance of losing any, so let's open up the box. So this one is also on Amazon, and then yeah, so I hatched the duck in there. I had automatically turn it every few hours. And now let's open up this one. Alright, so here is the incubator. Let's open this box up. Here it is. instructions. Spray bottle, because this incubator, I think you gotta spray at the last couple days of hatching. I don't know, I have to see the directions. But here's the cover and heat in, and this goes somewhere. The plug, water, because you gotta put water in the incubator, obviously, and then turners. This incubator is turning incubator. I wanted one that turned on its own and one that the chicks could brood in here. So there's not a whole lot of room, but it's alright. So I won't be putting any eggs in here until tomorrow, because I have to collect them like early in the morning while they're still warm, and yeah, because it's winter right now, so sometimes they get like frozen or whatever, and yes, obviously if they're frozen they won't hatch. But it says in the directions to warm this up for 6 hours before putting your eggs in it, and to put your eggs at warm temperature before putting them in here, like you know, like how warm your house is or whatever. And yeah, so you put these here. The foam here, you can take that out, but that's there for like the winter time. And then there's these holes here, so you put water in here, and then you can just put the water down there, so you won't have to take the lid off of the incubator. And then this. So these go like in here, and you want this on the right side, that way they turn. And I might have to adjust this tomorrow when I put the eggs in, like, because I don't know how everything's gonna fit in here. That's how it is. I'll put some water in through there tomorrow to the bottom, and then this cover. See that or not? But these cords connect. Oh. Okay, got that. That's plugged in these cords here, and then that will go. Alright, so there's these cords in here, and you gotta connect that. So I connect those, and then put this cover on, and then this goes into the wall, and then this part will go right there. So do that tomorrow, and then you can adjust everything here. You can put the light on, and then you can see how the egg is doing. So it also comes with this cord here. So I don't really know what these go to, but I think if you don't have an outlet like that to plug into, you can use that. So I'll get some eggs in the incubator tomorrow, and yeah, I'll see you then. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I've been collecting the duck eggs the past couple days, and now it is time to get them into the incubator. So here we have them. I have 8. Okay, so the thing about the eggs is I've been collecting them the past couple of days, so some of them are a little bit older than others, so there's less of a chance of a successful hatch rate. So what I'm going to do is put them in there, put the, with a pencil, write the date when it's going to be due to hatch. In about a little over a week, like about 10 days, I'll candle them, and then the ones that are bad I'll throw out, and then put new eggs in there and write a new date on the new eggs. So since I only have 8, I can still fit 4 more because this incubator can fit 12 eggs. So what I'm going to do is add water to the incubator, and the instruction says to let different incubators are different, but for this specific incubator, it says to let it heat up for 4 to 5 hours. So I'm gonna add water, let the heat up, and then we'll add the eggs in about 5 hours. But also we'll get more into that in the end of this video. But I'm gonna keep the egg turners in there. On day 24, we're going to be removing those egg turners, so they can hatch. It takes 27 to 28 days for duck eggs to hatch, but this specific incubator, you need to remove that on day 24. So to add water to this incubator, it comes with one of these. You simply put that in the hole here, and you can squirt water into there. That's so like you don't have to open it and put cold air in here. Since there's no current eggs in here, I can just put it through here into these holes. You're going to want some scissors and poke a hole up here on this. And then make sure this cord's pulled back. And then since there's no eggs in here, I'm just going to take the mush off, and I feel like it would be easier to put water in this way. So for the holes, this goes that way and that way. So through, there's like an area here, and there's an area here. So you want to make sure you get it in both areas. And the water goes down there. So yeah, I really don't need this. I can take the cover off and just pour it in. And I feel that way will be easier for getting started. I added water under here and put the mesh back on. And then, so I added 2 of these. And then we're going to put these turners back in here. So you can wait to put those turners in until after it heats up, but I just put those in now. And then we're going to got this cover, plug this and this cord in together. So this is the cover, and you want those cords going. And you're going to get this cover on. You gotta make sure your mesh is down so that cord doesn't get wet and it doesn't break. And make sure your water isn't too high. So get that cover on. Cord plugged into the wall. And that right there. To add water to incubator, you're going to set it at 99.5, and then you want the humidity 55%. So there's that. And then set that. Okay, so now that's set. It says 74%, but it's gonna go down to 55% once it gets that temperature. And I'm gonna put a timer on. I have to sit for 45 hours, and 4 to 5 hours, not 45 hours. And then I'm gonna add my eggs. Now that the incubator has been sitting and on for at least 5 hours, it is time to add in the eggs. Make sure your water is nice and warm before placing your eggs in. Just write a mark on both the top and the bottom of the egg, so you know that your eggs are turning. So what I'm going to do is just write the date on the top and then a mark on the bottom. So that way I know the date that's going to be hatching, and that way, because I maybe added more eggs later. So if I add more, I know which date is which one. The date in these are due May 9th. So I'm just going to write 5/9 on one side and then a mark on the bottom. So I wrote an X and then 5/9 on each side, so I know that date. I know that they're turning, and then these will be hatching in 28 days. And I'm just gonna get these eggs into here. These eggs are actually a lot squishier than I thought they were, so I won't be adding any more eggs. That's how squished they are. But look at this color. Oh, but when I candle them here, it comes with a candle there. When I candle them at about day 10, if some of them aren't fertile, I'll throw those out and replace them with new ones. So that date is still useful. So as you see, it all says X on the top, and then tomorrow I'll check, make sure they got turned. It says that they'll turn every 2 hours, so hopefully it does. So I know that they're turning. As you can see, there's an X and then there's a 5/9. It was opposite this morning actually, so that's good. They're turning. I haven't seen them turning, but every time I come and look at them, there's a different number in there. I'm not going to open this to show you, but that's good. What I noticed is if you want the temperature 99.5, I'm pretty sure it was, and then so that's good temperature, but then the humidity is 36%, it's supposed to be 55%, and then there's a water symbol on, so I'm going to add some water in here, just through these holes. I'm putting half of the water on this side and then half on this side. So that's all the water. The temperature's already rising up. So I noticed that if it has too much water, then the temperature will go too high. And then if it doesn't have enough water, it will go too low. So it's above 55%, I just won't add water for a while, and then if it goes below 55%, I'll add a little bit of water, and then if it goes, it's okay to go below, it's okay to go 45%, that's okay, but you want it at 55%, and if it gets, so yeah, you really just want it at 55%, but if it goes higher, won't add water for a while. If it goes lower, I'll add some more water with this. Added water, the humidity went up to 55%, but it might take a couple minutes to go up to that amount. It was pretty fast this time, but sometimes it can take longer, and yeah. So I'll be back in, I think, 8 days now to candle the eggs. So today is day 7 since I put the eggs in the incubator, and now I'm just going to candle them and see if they're fertile and developing. The incubator does come with a candler right there. Put that light on, and there you go. So let's, I'm going to take 3 eggs out at a time because this thing beeps every time you open it, so I'm going to do 3 at a time. And you don't want to keep the eggs out too long, so that's why I'm just gonna, do that. Alright, put the egg there, put the light on. Okay, so this one doesn't, you can't really see veins too clear. The yolk does look a bit larger, so it could be fertile, but also could not be. So I'm gonna put it back in the incubator anyway, and then we're gonna cancel them again at day 14 and remove the dead ones. So this one could really be either way. This one is definitely fertile. I'm not sure if you can see, like, it's definitely fertile. There's veins, there's the, yeah, it's definitely fertile. So, this egg's a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna guess it's a pekin, because I have Kaikicampbell and pekin ducks, so I don't know. And then we're gonna try the third one. Oh yeah, this one's fertile too. Yep, fertile. Hey, this one's fertile too. You see those veins there? That's good. Another fertile one. And another fertile one. Sweet, so that's 1 dead out of 7 eggs. I mean dead, I mean possibly dead. The first egg. Alright, here's another one that could really be either way again. I think this one is, like, you don't see veins or anything, but it could be, because it's only day 7. But we're going to test these again. So, there's 2 possibly dead, and 6 alive. Bad. 2 possibly dead, and 5 alive. Okay, this one has absolutely no development or anything, so I definitely think this one's dead. Most definitely think this is dead. It really, you know, it just looks like a regular egg. Really nothing good here, but I'm gonna still put it back and check it again at day 14, but I definitely think this is dead. Another, oh, yeah, I think that's the wrong one. Another live one. Okay, this is a little egg. So little. But yeah, definitely got a fertile one here. And yeah, this one is also fertile. It's kind of hard to tell on this one because it's dirty, but yeah, definitely fertile. Okay. I mean, that's actually a pretty good hatch rate. So I'm going to put these possibly dead ones in the back of the incubator. So back there, these are all the alive ones, and then I'm going to put the 3 possibly dead ones in the way back so I can recheck these at day 14. So there we go. Actually, really good hatch rate. It's more than 1/3 because it's 7 are alive and, you know, through the process, and then 3 are possibly dead, but it still could be alive. So 1 I definitely think is, but the 2 other ones could be alive. So maybe just like start incubator a little slower to start incubator, maybe because of the temperature. Maybe that area of the incubator is causing it a problem. That could be it. But that's still a really good hatch rate. You know, usually they say 50% hatch rate. So don't be discouraged if you don't hatch the first couple times, or you hatch 1 out of 10. Don't be discouraged. It's, you know, it's not a very high hatch rate, but these seem to be doing pretty good. I'll be back with you in a few days. I have some more, let's see, fertile eggs here. I'm not incubating these because I don't have enough room in my incubator. I might buy another one later, but I don't know. It's not enough room for these, so I am selling these. So if you want some of these fertile eggs, I have them on my Facebook page. It's just called Gloria the Farm Girl. It's like same as channel. So go check that out if you're interested in buying your own fertile eggs if you don't have. The thing is, my eggs I sell for a reasonable price. A lot of people I notice overprice them, selling them like for $8 each egg, and just with a couple more dollars you could buy an egg that's already born. And the thing is, with duck eggs, you know, you don't know if they're gonna die or not. So you can't like take that chance, and people don't want to put money into taking those chances. And so I feel I give reasonable price for my eggs, as other people simply overcharge. I give, you know, from the process of the ducks, I probably will be selling those, you know, average price as everyone else, because the time you put into it. But for just eggs that are just laid, and you know, the hens deal with that or whatever, you're not really putting too much effort into that. So I just do reasonable. So yeah, go buy it from me if you want some reasonable priced eggs. Okay, so the duck eggs will be hatching in just 4 days. So now it is time to take the egg turner out. So we gotta remove those egg turners, and the eggs will be hatching this Tuesday. We open the egg turner to take these out. This is going to beep, so just push that button and that will turn off. So let's take the rest of those out. Take a look at that. Just 4 more days and there will be 7 little ducklings. For the last 3 to 4 days, you'll want to get your spray bottle and spray those eggs 4 times a day until they hatch. This will just make those eggs, will increase the humidity. So the duck eggs have pipped, and so a pipped is basically when your duck or chicken peck that egg, and there's going to be a little crack, and then they're slowly going to work their way around the egg until they break it open. And you do not want to assist. That could lead to permanent damage to them. So you want to leave them and let them do it themselves. And just be patient. It can take 1 to 24 hours, sometimes a little more. If they take longer than 24 hours, I think it was 24 hours, I'm not 100% certain, okay? So if they do take over 24 hours, you might be able to assist them, but just be very careful not to hurt that duckling. But usually they'll come out and do all themselves, so no need to help. Just leave them in the incubator, and you want to leave your duckling in there for the first 24 to 48 hours after it hatches too, to dry off. Yeah. I took the eggs, the day I took the egg turners out, which I think 3 days ago, maybe 2-3 days, I forget. Since then, I'm using the spray bottle, and I spray each egg for 4 times a day. But now that the eggs have pipped, I won't spray them anymore because water get into the egg, and you just don't want that. But this will help keep the eggs humid. I turned the humidity up to 65 degrees, I think. So yeah. That one pipped. This one pipped. That one pipped. That one over there pipped. And that one pipped. Those 2 in the back didn't pip yet. I'll be back tomorrow, see if they hatch. 2 of the ducks hatched. And a couple more will be here soon. You have to keep your ducklings in the incubator until they're nice and fluffy. 24. So you leave them in there for 24 to 48 hours. Ducks are starting to look nice and fluffy. So 5 of the ducklings have hatched yesterday. 2 of them did it great on their own, and they were born in the morning, yesterday morning. So as I mentioned the day before that, 5 pipped, meaning they pecked that egg and working on getting out. 2 of them got out on their own, hatched in the morning, did great. And then, what was it, 3 left, and it had been past 24 hours, way past 24 hours, and they were not working on getting out. So I did have to assist. So I just, you know, you can, if you have that problem, you can Google videos on how to assist an egg. But basically, what I did was just slowly worked on, very gently, pull that eggshell slowly around, and then open up that, you know, there's like, once you get the eggshell out, there's going to be that thick white, you know, that's the inside of the egg. So I pull that a little bit off, and then you do not want to pull off the shell on their bottom, because if you do, they can get an infection. So you want them to pull that off themselves, and just be very gentle there, and do not pull that off because they can get an infection. So 4 of the chicks are looking nice and fluffy. The 5th one, did get an infection. So he is a bit weak. His infection looks a lot better today, but he's just laying there, not, you know, he's pretty weak. So I don't think that one's gonna make it. The other 4 can be moved to the brooder now. The 5th one is, I'm just gonna keep him in the incubator for now. Here's one of the chicks. Looks nice and fluffy. So these ones are doing amazing and fluffy, and that 5th one there, very weak, so I'm going to keep that in the incubator. It might die, it might make it, but one nice thing about ducklings is that yolk inside of their egg, they're going to eat that. And so this egg duck here would be a white if we had eaten it. So that yolk though, they'd be eating that up, and they'd be eating that, and that gives them nutrition, and so that helps them, and so they don't actually have to eat the first 72 hours of their life. But once you get them into the brooder, it is good to put some food out, but they don't really need it until 72 hours. So you want to keep them in the incubator first 24 hours to 48 hours they're born. These guys are over 24 hours old, but they're looking nice and fluffy now, so they're ready to go in their brooder. I think the reason why the duckling had trouble coming out of the shell was because the humidity wasn't up high enough, because you need to turn the humidity up once they pep. Also, you're supposed to spray the eggs. I stopped spraying them once they pepped because I figured they wouldn't need it anymore, but next time I'll spray them after they pep too, to give them more humidity, and that should help them hatch better next time. So hopefully that works. So let's go move these guys to the brooder. Here's our setup. I need to go get some more bedding all right here to make it more cozy for them, especially because they're newborns, but you're going to want to show them their water because they don't know how that works. See that guy's thirsty. Just make sure they know how to drink. Because in the wild, their mama would take them to the water, show them how that works, but as babies, you're their mama, so you gotta show them. So the 4 chicks that hatch are doing good, nice fluffy. They're in their brooder box. The 5th chick, duckling, the 5th duckling, which was in the incubator, which was weak and not doing all that great, is now doing great now. He's amazing. He's just as fluffy as the other ones. He's just as healthy as the other ones. And I wouldn't even tell that one was sick in the beginning. They all look the same. I don't even know which one it was. And so they're all doing good. The 2 other eggs that were in the incubator, which I cracked open, yeah, those ones did not make it. They just stopped developing for some reason. I cracked it open because it was in there for a few days. It was just over its day. hatching. There was a little duckling, very underdeveloped, just so tiny, you know, didn't really look like a duck, just a little tiny thing. So those two did not make it for some reason. Don't know why. They just stopped developing. I don't know why, or I don't know. But they stopped. So the other ones are doing good. They say duck hatch rate is 50-50. So I did get 50-50. That was, yeah. So that was a pretty good hatch rate. 5 made it, 5 didn't, and I put in 10 in the beginning. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that was a good rate. 50-50, as they say. And I got 12 more eggs in the incubator now. Just waiting for 28 more days for those guys to hatch. And, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. This was fun. I'll put the incubator down in the description below. And, yeah. I'll also add a few things that you might need for your ducklings after they hatch. For everything in their brooder box and all of that. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos. And check out my Instagram, and I'll give you follow-up on how the ducklings are doing.